5, 4, 3,
Swedish team.
2, 1.
Sorry for her.
Yeah, she's perfect that way. That what she just did there, she's been doing to me, and she doesn't do it on purpose. And you're going to keep all of that in, me counting us in and her just ignoring the count. How are you not better at this yet, Mina? You're excellent at the doing in general of television, but the timing and mechanics of things you simply refuse to respect.
You're not a real radio show anymore. You have editing capacity. Things don't always come out. It's not in real time. I don't have to respect your radio boundaries when it's like radio cosplay now.
Not true, because I'm counting down to an entire video team that is waiting for my countdown to assemble. And when you talk during it, you're the only one who does that.
It's Veritas. It makes people feel like they're in the room with us. I bet people like it. Put it on the poll.
Oh, I will agree with that. They will like anything that annoys me around here. The entire currency and economy around here is built around annoying me.
A lot of stuff these days annoy you.
Ain't that the truth? I've got a number of different things to ask you about, but before Charlotte leaves here, I want to get into. You got caught in the rain. It was unpleasant. You guys just talked about it, and I want to know how Mina feels about your assessment of being caught in the rain.
Well, here's the thing. We talked about this. There's a whole song. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, and first of all, I was like, I've gotten caught in the rain 3 times in the past month. Who likes getting caught in the rain? Secondly, what a weird thing to have be the number 2 priority in a partner. You're like, not someone nice or funny. It's like, no, I want someone who likes getting caught in the rain.
It is oddly specific.
And then you have to hate yoga. I don't know, Mina. Do you like getting caught in the rain?
I think that there's a pretty important distinction here, as it depends on the kind of rain. Getting caught in the Seattle or San Francisco rain is miserable. Being caught in tropical rain, which I guess is sort of implied by the pina coladas, is delightful, like in Hawaii or Miami at times, if it's warm rain.
But you still you're soaked, and then you have to change, and then your hair, and then it's a whole thing.
One time I was ziplining in St. Kitts in a rainforest, and it started raining mid-line, and I thought it was incredible.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Wait, let me ask you this. Are
Also
you
dangerous.
an umbrella person or a raincoat person? Because
raincoat.
Okay. That's a very northeast-northwest thing.
Dork.
I'm broken. All right. I have to go record Oddball. You guys are making fun of me.
See you later.
Great to see you,
Let me
Mina.
get my raincoat. Like,
Thank you.
All right.
What?
Okay, I'm out of here.
I've lived in Miami my whole life. I've never carried either of those things, and it
Tony,
rains here all the time.
Tony, you burst out laughing. You sent her from the room. She just fled because you laughed at her putting on a raincoat.
It's like a yellow rubber raincoat. Like if you're the fisherman, Gordon's fisherman from the fish
Pulls a
sticks.
poncho out of her back
Like,
pocket.
have, like,
a
This is
windbreaker.
regional. This is regional. People in the Northeast and the Northwest wear raincoats, and they look down on people with umbrellas. People in the southern half of America are more likely to use umbrellas and very unlikely to own raincoats. Have you ever seen someone in Miami with a raincoat?
No.
It doesn't make sense, though. There's no reason. It's the same rain. I guess the other side, aside from the temperature.
How about rain boots? Is that a Northeast
everybody
thing?
in the north, yes, and the Northwest. Everybody owns rain boots in the northern half of America.
Piece
And in
of fungus.
Seattle, people make fun of people who use umbrellas. Like it's like a sign of weakness, I guess.
I mean, the umbrella. Let's evolve the umbrella, shall we? Like, are we all stuck?
There's been evolutions of the umbrella. They have umbrellas now that they fold. They go like this. Instead of going down and then you get all wet, they go and they go the opposite way, and then the water goes out. Yeah.
Dan, umbrella is number 5 on my list of things that I don't understand why society has not improved upon.
Oh, wow.
So
All right. Let's do, well, we got a top 5 list. All right. Well, we've already announced number 5.
It's a work in progress.
So give her the fanfare for number 5. She just announced number 5, Billy. Things that you would have thought would have progressed more by now.
So number 5 is umbrellas.
Number 5 is umbrellas. Number 4.
Car seats. What's the deal? Why putting my kid in a car seat somehow, no matter how it's oriented, every single time is like wrestling a bear, and the straps are always too tight or too loose. They're never exactly right. I've never seen a car seat that's easy to use and comfortable. Parents?
I think we evolved too far on car seats. Simpler was easier. Like, how many kids died in car accidents? I don't actually want to know the answer to that, but
Oh
I
my
feel like a
God,
simpler
Billy,
car seat would be a
Jesus
lot
Christ,
easier,
what are
right?
you doing?
Guys, we've evolved. The kids used to not have any seat belt. They're just like, yeah, throw them back there.
That's
fine.
true. There's
We
still
used to be
countries today.
facing front, right? Am I misremembering that? Now car seats, you can't face the front. Kids got to face away from me, which makes
Certain
them
weight,
even madder.
yeah, certain
Kids
weight.
can't sit in the front anymore. They can't smoke. Kids can't do anything.
I wonder when the car seat was invented. Were there like babies in the front seat with a seatbelt just sitting there like before it was
No
invented?
seatbelt, Dan.
I never spent any time of my life in a car seat, ever.
Wait, what did you do as a baby? Were you just rattling around in the back like a loose peanut or
I
something?
do not remember what I did, but I know my parents did not have a car seat. That did not come up until the fourth child in my family.
There's actually like crazy like those old videos that you see like on Twitter or Instagram or whatever that looks like it's like History Channel stuff of like war era children, and like you have to see what they used as like strollers and car seats at the time. Like they would have like basically like a stick with a wheel on it, and then you'd fold down a little seat and it had a handlebar, and it's like, kid, you need to sit there and hold on, and that's how you're gonna get around. That was a stroller.
Great generation.
Kids are soft, like Fred Hoiberg.
Number 3.
Okay, this is very specific, and it's something that I added to the list while I was at the dentist. But whenever you go to the dentist and you get your teeth x-rayed, they jam a giant piece of plastic into your mouth that cuts your gums, and every single time I'm like, why is this better? Why is it
They're like, bite down harder. I can't. It's digging into the roof of my mouth.
How in 2024 do we not have something better than the giant hunk of plastic they shove into your gums that cuts your gums? That's all I'm saying.
I got to tell you though, Mina, I just changed from an old school dentist to a super modern dentist, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm going to the spa when I go to the dentist. It doesn't have any of
How
that.
does your old school dentist feel about that?
Not great. I feel some shame. It's an old Cuban.
Oh, you
wow.
could have. You
Turning
should
your back
have.
on our people.
You should have
once
waited
again.
it out, Dan.
I couldn't.
Really?
It was just there were too many things going wrong. Number 2.
Okay, number 2. How do we not know how old dogs are? I don't know if anyone has adopted a dog and you bring in the dog and you ask the vet, do you know how old this dog is? And I don't know. It's like, you know, when you cut a tree and you can count the number of rings. How is there not something like that for, I don't want you to cut a dog in half, but they should be able to look inside a dog and tell you this dog is 12 or 13. Once we took our dog, Lenny, to the vet, and the vet took one look at him and said, yeah, he's 4 years old. And I said, that might be true if I hadn't had him for 10 years.
I can't believe that this is a worse top 5 list than David Sampson's, which in a lawless society, he was just rooting for polygamy, more guns, and baseball's antitrust exemption
This list is
to
great.
be taken away. And no, your list is great until where you just got with number 2, which was just a stunning development. How do we not know how old dogs are? Number 1.
What does anyone disagree with me about the dogs? Before
No,
I
I've actually
reveal
had
number
this
1?
conversation before, Mina, and I even made the "don't cut the dog in half" joke before.
Wow.
From the woman who said Seinfeld's not funny. Don't cut your dog in half. Okay.
King Solomon.
By the way, that aged well, Dan. Okay, question number 1.
You said you started a sentence with "What's the deal?" I thought you were doing Seinfeld.
Car seats. Am I right, parents? Okay. Number 1, again, this is the one where I cannot believe, and this list is on my phone, and basically I add to it every time I encounter these problems in my life. The dentist, the vet. Number 1 is at the airport. How is airplane boarding protocol not better? How do we not solve this? How do we still have people getting on at the wrong time, standing in the way of lines? Why do we have flight attendants who permit people to board out of their designated groups, which encourages the bad behavior and slows up the entire process? The whole thing is an unbelievable mess, and I just can't help feel it does not have to be this way.
The problem, I think, with that is like classism and ego, right? Because the best way to board a plane is last row first. So you board back to front, but the prime seats are in the front, and they want to get on first so that they have the overhead space and they're not bothered and all that. But like if you're doing it for efficiency, you do it back to front, because then everyone, like last row first, everybody kind of do it that way.
It used to be that way. At least I remember it was.
Preach, Izzy.
Back in those days when there were no car seats.
And kids could smoke.
You had
yeah.
the escalator. You would just walk up the stairs. There's a stairs in the front, stairs in the back. Where do you sit, front or back?
Some
Go.
flights still do that. Some airlines still do that. The problem is what I alluded to, which is they don't actually enforce boarding groups uniformly, so people still try to board out of turn, or there's general confusion about whether or not you can board. Okay, here's the thing. This thing in my hand can tell me literally everything. Why not activate your boarding pass when you're allowed to board and deactivate it when you're not allowed to board?
I was going to go shot collars, Mina, but that is
Draconian
way
from
better.
you.
That's way better.
No, because the thing is like, do you want to hold up the line for everyone that cut the line? And then like, no, that delays it. So that's why the people that skip the line actually win, because it's like, well, I'm not going to make everybody wait because you're one
you
group
have to
away.
have a sin bin on the side. You have to have a place that shames them. If you're not here, you have to stay in this little telephone booth.
You can't shame them.
Or new protocol, if you board out of turn knowingly, you have to board last. Then your thing goes beep, 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 and you have to go. It's like at the Outback Steakhouse when they give you the thing that buzzes when it's your turn to dine. How do we not have that for boarding?
Like a
They're
regular
closing like
restaurant, you mean?
100 Outback Steakhouses. I don't know if you knew that. Get your bread
Like a
now.
restaurant buzzer? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, like a restaurant.
Do they
buzzer.
only have them at
That's fun.
Outback?
Well, no, she was just using Outback as an example. They're not exclusive to Outback. You can get
Look,
them all over
who
the
who
place.
here has been in group 6 and gone in group 3? Who among us? Am I right?
You've been in
No,
group 6?
no. This is really
No,
a there's
group
two kind of
3,
people
Izzy?
discussion, and I feel like we're learning who's who just by the way you guys are reacting to it.
Tony.
You can tell a lot about what happens around here, but I would say that I think something you're doing there, if it's going to be about iPhones, there's some classism involved, right? Because not everybody has phones. You need everybody to have phones, or you're handing out buzzers.
Hand out buzzers.
Yeah, but what if you
don't-
keep the buzzer? Then there's no buzzer for the next person. People will steal anything, no matter how stupid it is. They'll steal those buzzers just to have it. Like, why do people steal 3D glasses at theme parks? You can't do anything. Life
I
is
would
already
ask-
in 3D.
I would estimate probably 90% of people who are boarding now use electronic tickets, and the remaining 10% can pay attention to the screen when it's their time.
It's a good idea. You've got a good idea. Let's go
Thank
through
you.
a couple of things here, football related. You are so high on Jordan Love, it's annoying how much you want to talk about Jordan Love. Love conquers all. You want to. In fact, this is the most romantic you've ever been. You are constantly wanting to talk about the greatness of Jordan Love. You just drafted the top 10 quarterbacks on your podcast. Where'd you put him?
So I didn't put him here, but I would have taken him near here, which was he finished 5th. And it's a 3-year timeline that doesn't account for contract. By the way, I'm not obsessed. I just texted you twice, Dan. Twice I mentioned Jordan Love in text. It's fine. But I think it's deserving. And, you know, the rebuttal to that would be, well, he was awesome for half a season. Second half of the season last year, he finished top 2 in just about every quarterback metric, which is wild. QBR on first down, QBR under pressure, play against the blitz. He was incredible. So if you're a Packers fan, or I guess anyone, you might look at that and say, well, is that too small of a sample size to give him this $50-60 million contract? Because he really bet on himself contractually. And I think it's not, because I think he showed enough in that second half of the season for me to feel comfortable saying he is that guy. Couple of things really jumped out. One, you know, it wasn't like they were all easy, schemed up throws. He was making difficult throws. He was creating. He was pushing the ball downfield aggressively. And then the other thing that I think is really important, Matt LaFleur is a great play caller, and he played behind a good offensive line, but he was playing with the youngest group of skilled players in football. So you can look at the season and say, well, he was markedly better in the second half of the season. Maybe that's a small sample size. I would argue, of course, he was better in the second half of the season because his receivers were so young. Naturally, it took some of the season for everybody to get on the same page, find their roles and their chemistry. If I was a Packers fan, I would be over the moon with what you saw from Jordan Love last year. Going back and rewatching him, he is as good as I remembered.
She mentioned her podcast. It's the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny. It's got better football information than you'll find anywhere, so I urge you to find it. And she dorks out. She really does love this stuff in a way that's totally unreasonable. So when you draft him, or when he gets drafted 5th on your podcast, your assessment right now, if I say the best quarterbacks in the sport next year, how high are you just personally putting him, because what you've seen suggests to you that the Packers have an all-timer at quarterback?
I think just in a 1-year timeline as opposed to a 3-year timeline, I would say I feel like he's already a top 8 quarterback, which is wild. to say.
And how fast are you expecting him to get better because of all the factors that you just cited? Like, where is he going to be? Because if we'd all be talking about this right now, Mina, if he had won one more game last year.
I know.
And
Yeah.
if one more game had been won by him, he would not. Your effusive praise would be something everybody would have been saying.
I think generally there's a consensus that him and Stroud both arrived. Maybe it seems like people are a little bit higher on Stroud, even though they both, ended their playoff runs after a surprising win. I feel like if he plays this year like he did in the second half of last year, that we don't need to see him take another leap. He has already taken that leap. I am a little bit, when I think about regression on the part of the Packers, I'm actually a little bit more concerned about the players around him because they are so young. You don't have those top draft picks at receiver, but I really like what I saw out of them too. I think guys like Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, it was seen as kind of this like ragtag group of receivers who weren't good enough for Aaron Rodgers, the ones who were with him on the team. And they were all playing really good football at the end of last season, which is a testament not only to Jordan Love, but also to Matt LaFleur, who I think is one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Mina, I think, you tell me if I have this wrong, I think that we're in such an interesting era in football because winning can be found in the margins and the salary cap makes it so you have to be smarter about how you're spending your money than others. So the analysis of the finances of the game are almost as intriguing as the measurements of the players. When the Dolphins give Jaylen Waddle 3 years for $84 million, $76 million of it guaranteed, when they've got to get quarterback value, and they're not going to. They might get quarterback great play, but they're not going to get Tua cheap. What do you make of the Dolphins paying Waddle when Tyreek Hill is at least in Miami because Kansas City couldn't pay everybody?
Yeah, I think that it was a good deal for both team and player. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase are about to dramatically clear this latest spate of deals. Waddle, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins all just got deals done that were all, by the way, 3-year deals, if I remember correctly, with Smith as well, which I think is interesting because that's sort of the compromise to the player. Yes, we're not, blowing up the wide receiver market knowing that these other guys are going to get paid. But as a concession, this is just a 3-year deal. You're going to have another bite at the apple pretty quickly. And by the way, that second bite is probably going to coincide with Tyreek Hill either, being off the team altogether or on his decline or out. His deal will be done by then. So you'll have the opportunity to sort of prove by the end of Tyreek's deal, you're the number one wide receiver in this offense, and then you're going to get paid an insane amount of money. So you can see why Waddle did it as well. I think to your question, though, Dan, about kind of contracts, it's one thing I've noticed, and I think there's a better understanding of this amongst fans who seem to now understand contracts at a much higher level than they did a few years ago. When you do these big deals, and I think this is something people gather when they're talking about, okay, if we pay Tua, et cetera, because the signing bonuses are so large, we can actually save money in the first 1, even 2 potentially years of the deal that allows us some cap flexibility to do other deals like this.
Tua, you do what with everything happening there? Jared Goff gets $50 million a year. He looks great in OTAs. It has been reported that he was unhappy with the initial contract offer. Is Tua about to become someone who's over Goff in payment? Can he just sit there and wait and become the second highest paid quarterback in the league behind Joe Burrow?
Well, it's so tricky because the Goff deal is a great point of comparison and actually they were drafted right next to each other in my quarterback draft, and I think of them as being pretty similar quarterbacks in that they're both able to execute these offenses at such a high level, play within structure. They're both so good when they're protected. They both get the ball out very quickly. They both struggle under pressure, and the Lions have this incredible offensive line, so it's not been a problem. Miami does not have an incredible offensive line, but the combination of the way Tua plays, the speed of the receivers, and the scheme that optimizes all those things mitigates the pressure. So you end up at a place, Stan, where Tua is more valuable in Miami than I think he would be on other teams. I think if he hit the open market, it would not be as desirable as, he would not be, as fought over as one might think, and I don't think in a way that's commensurate with his value in Miami. So if you're Miami, you're thinking, okay, well, why would I overpay this guy knowing that other teams might not pay him, over Jared Goff? And that's, I think, the tricky situation they're in. I think ultimately you probably are going to see a deal similar to what Jared Goff got. I think anything over that, I personally would be a little uncomfortable with.
Kenny Pickett, I thought it was a curious decision for him to choose Philadelphia. Then he gets to OTAs and people are saying, hey, behind that offensive line, he's making it look easy. He's outplaying Jalen Hurts during OTAs. I'm not saying that is so, but I have wondered how good Jalen Hurts is only because it feels to me like, the other 10 players on the Eagles, I've seen when they're really good and they make Nick Foles the Super Bowl MVP. So it makes it hard for me to measure how good Jalen Hurts actually is.
Yeah, and we're 2 years removed from Jalen Hurts being talked about as a rival to Patrick Mahomes, but our last memory of him, of course, is him putting a really bad performance in the playoffs and sort of the Eagles' offense imploding in the second half of last season. I think the reality is the truth was always somewhere in the middle, which is because of his situation, not just the offensive line, but the skill player, everything in Philadelphia. When Shane Steichen was the offensive coordinator, he was bolstered a little bit by that. I also don't think he's as bad of a quarterback as we saw at the end of last season. I think there's a few things he really has to improve upon. However, this coming year, for me to once again think of him as being in the top 10, he has to be better, significantly better against the blitz. He has to be better at throwing over the middle of the field. And then you'd want to see him be as dynamic a runner as he was in 2022, because he was really not last year. And that was actually a major issue and a source of a lot of the Eagles' offense's problems, because defenses didn't respect it the same way.
I was curious for your expertise yesterday when we were talking about, for content purposes, what is the best result for Aaron Rodgers and the Jets?
I think I saw a quote from Aaron about the fact that the Jets have so many Monday night games. And I think he said, well, people love to, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, people like to watch me to root against me or for me. And I thought, well, that's the first time I've agreed with you in a while, because I think that's true. I agree with him. I think he has become such a polarizing figure, and he, what he represents to people now goes outside of football, and obviously invokes culture war stuff in a way that I think adds this extra layer of intrigue to his success or failure. I don't think it matters, Dan. I think all that matters is that he plays and that it's interesting. And I'll say this, the Jets schedule is, after the week 1 opener against San Francisco, is really easy. You can go pull it up. I think that after that, they're playing rookie quarterbacks maybe in 3 of the next 4 games, and Will Levis, depending on when Drake May plays. And that Jets defense is as fearsome as ever. So I think what we are potentially setting up here is 6 or 7 weeks into the season, the Jets having a 5-1, something like that record, frankly, regardless.
Hold on
of
a second.
how Aaron Rodgers.
When I did wins and losses Jets schedule yesterday, Dan kicked me out of the room. But now we're doing wins and losses with Mina for the Jets schedule.
Well, and
it's fine.
And you said the same thing.
The exact same thing.
You said the same thing.
And you go and you
her.
poop on God Bless Football and you say that it's
not.
not a good podcast. Is Mina going to talk to Adam Schefter's mom this week? I don't think
Seriously.
so.
I did not say that God
Talk
Bless
to Adam
Football
Schefter's
was
mom?
not.
I met her in an elevator on a cruise ship.
What did you
Small
talk
world.
about?
Where else are you getting that information?
Exactly right. I talked to an insider's insider.
I did not say that God Bless. Well, he was inside her.
Dan.
Whoa.
Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Because we
Graphic.
Dan.
She gave birth to
Real
him.
subtle there, Dad.
Dan.
It's
Oh, wow.
breaking news.
Great timing. Dan, Mets relief pitcher Jorge Lopez has commented on the situation. He was designated for assignment after throwing his glove into the crowd. They then
He's
spoke
commented?
to him.
Hold on.
He has taken to Instagram stories to comment.
Mina, do you know anything about this story? Do
This
you
is
know?
news to me. What
Okay,
happened? He threw his glove into the crowd?
Let's play. Yeah, he threw his glove into the crowd, but let's just play the interview for Mina, if we could, real quick, so that people can have the context and Mina can have the context on what it is that happened with this story. Listen to this. He throws his glove into the crowd. He's unemployed after these comments.
Carlos Mendoza said that he understands the emotion, but that particular action of throwing your glove into the stands was unacceptable. Looking back on it, do you regret doing that?
No. No, I don't regret it. I think I've been looking the worst team probably in the whole MLB. So, whatever happened. So, whatever they want to do it.
Well,
I'll
what
be tomorrow here if they want me, whatever they want to do. So, I'm gonna keep doing this thing, So.
What did you hear there, though, Mina, though? Because as soon as I saw that interview, I felt bad for him because I'm like, oh, he's doing this in his second language, and I don't think he's using the right words. I don't think they understand what he's trying to say.
Yeah, that's a good point. My read on it was he was saying we were facing the worst team.
No, he was saying that they're the worst team, but is this news a clarification of that clarification?
Well, so what ended up happening, Mina, is people then started tweeting out that he said that he's on the worst team in Major League Baseball, and he was
We think that's what he meant.
He was designated for assignment. Then there was a clarification by a reporter, and he seemed equally as confused. And he's like, yeah, that's what I said. Well, he has now taken to Instagram stories because someone put a story out saying he said he's on the worst team probably in the whole effing MLB. And he said, quote, "Whoever hear me, I said teammate. And what I said on the situations, I've been the worst teammate. Thanks, media, for making it worse."
Oh, no. He was trying to say teammate? I'm the worst teammate?
He called himself the worst teammate because of how he's behaved.
It took me until the third time to
How could
hear
he be
it, but I heard
talking
that.
about him? How could he be
Well,
talking
'cause-
about himself if he said that I'm looking at?
They were up by, it was a 3-3 tie. They left, and I think it was like 8-3.
Oh,
so he
they're
blew the
looking
game.
at the worst.
Yeah, he's the worst
Okay.
teammate.
Oh.
Yeah, now he's out of a job. And he said, "I'll be here tomorrow," but he's not because they said, "No, thank you."
Oh, all right, Mina.
And he doesn't have a glove now, so how's he even going to play on another team?
Mina, good seeing you.
Makes me feel
I'm
bad.
sorry that breaking news interrupted your last thoughts.
Airplane boarding protocol. I just want change. That's all.
All right, guys, I'm trying to decide what was the most egregious thing about my Uber Eats order last night. I ordered Wingstop from Uber Eats. I said, hey, you know what? I'm in the mood for wings.
No flex zone.
Yeah.
Why do they play that song? Like, it has nothing to do with the
Nothing,
commercial.
no.
They're playing Jenga. And then I'm like, what? Like, this song's from 7 years ago. Why are we playing it?
Because this is how advertising works. Like, these people just discovered that song. So, you know what we should use? No flex zone.
Ray
for this.
Shremmerd.
Yeah, that's what we should. Sway Lee? No, not Sway, not just Sway Lee.
Both
the
of them.
whole group, yeah. But so I ordered Wingstop. I'm like, I'm in the mood for wings. I like their fries. I like the seasoning on their fries. It's reasonably priced. Cool. Get it. Hey, what's the delivery time? 35, 45 minutes. I'm like, okay. First of all, let me stop here and say, is it ever the shortest amount of time?
Never.
It's never, right?
Never.
It's always the maximum amount.
And the time changes.
And
as
the
you
time
watch
changes.
And then it gets longer.
And did you choose priority or no?
Great question.
$3 extra for priority. I said
It's only $3 extra for you?
But it was $3 extra, but it was like, we'll get it to you in 30 to 45. I'm like, well,
It's the same thing.
yeah, for 5 minutes.
You
like,
always got to $3. Always you got to
But
do
for the
it.
5 minutes.
Yep, because it's going to be.
The
it'll
only
get
two
longer.
times that I didn't in my life press priority, there was always another order first. Always another order first, and I could feel my food getting colder.
Because they press priority.
How close is the Wingstop to you? I'm a big pick it up person.
I mean,
Same.
Not that I
Same.
don't value delivery people and their time and the hard work that they put into
it's cheaper.
society. Oh yeah, no, I'm cheap. Like,
The-
let's be very clear right now.
This
I'm
guy picks
cheap.
up from Papa John's. He like won't pay.
Oh, yeah.
$5
because
around
of
Papa
carry out
John's.
special.
Right.
I picked up from Domino's the other day. I said, and I watch on my little app, and as soon as it says bake, I go, and the time it takes to bake a pizza, I get from my house to Domino's. Hot and ready.
That's
I get it, I
efficiency.
take it home.
that's
Yeah.
Little
That's a different
Caesars.
pizza. Yeah.
It's Little Caesars.
What?
Hot and ready.
No, yeah, that is Little Caesars.
Best bang for your
What's
buck in pizza. by the
Domino's?
way.
I love Little Caesars. But
Really?
The one by me. God bless Little Caesars. They were the sponsors of the first bowl game that my college won.
right.
However,
Pause up.
the situation to Little Caesars by my house is dire.
Are they not
Why?
hot?
We're
Are
in
they not
dire
ready?
straits at that Little Caesars.
Dire how?
They added these like towers that
portals,
that,
the pizza portals,
that
yeah.
you go in and it's
and you just grab
it's-
it, right?
Yeah,
But you need the
it's-
code, and then they're like
Pizza
really picky about the
portals?
code.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
ready, sometimes it's not. If you haven't ordered to the portal, help you because you'll be waiting there to place an order forever.
Oh, yeah.
Forever.
Listen.
And now there's two different, like, again, where's the camera? Little Caesars, I love you. Want to do anything with me? I'm here. Domino's.
Any little
Papa
kid
John's.
beat. Any
Anyone
little
really-
kid
I'm open
birthday
for
party
business. Yeah, what?
is sponsored by Little Caesars. Any little kid birthday party, because you can just go to Little Caesars and be like, "Let me get 10 pizzas." For
Well, that
50
used to be the
bucks.
case. Now
And
with
then
the
you just
portals,
bring 'em
it's
in.
not that easy.
Here's the thing, though, Billy. You got to be patient because Little Rome wasn't built in a day.
Oh boy. Wow, an ovation here.
A sitting
Bravo.
ovation from
Unbelievable.
Jaylen.
Not enough to
A
stand
sitting
up.
ovation.
Not enough to
No,
stand
you can
up.
sit, but
The
thanks for
pizza
clap.
portal, by the way, sounds like a magical place. That's where I would take my child to
It
a party.
sucks. It sucks.
What?
The pizza portal. I liked
Tony's
it when
like,
it
you
was
get stuck in a void. It's dark.
back
it
in the
smells
day.
like
You'd
cheese.
walk up straight to the cashier. Let me get 2 hot and readies. They'd turn
They
around.
used
they'd
to
hand it
have
you,
like
you keep it
8
moving.
ready, yeah, and you'd keep it moving. Then occasionally you'd have to wait. Now it's not like that.
So-
and also there's different now levels of the Little Caesars pizza. There's
have
like the $5
fancier?
hot and ready, and then there's like the $6.25 with a little more cheese. And
Is
like,
it like less hot and less ready?
I'm not
Still ready, but you know.
I'm not a lavish
little more
man.
expensive.
I don't.
Oh wait, is that how it works? You got to line up on it. Your name's on a list.
Your name's on the list. Look, so like 1 through
Oh,
7
no.
there's 7 portals. So then when you go in, you have a QR code a lot of times, and you just go and you scan the QR code, and then the door with your name on it opens. So like if I'm Mike M, number 3 on the pizza portal, then opens, and I just get my pizza out.
Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that
yeah.
sounds
It sounds too much,
magical.
but it sounds like too much. I just want pizza, man. I don't want to Buck Rogers going to the future.
I also
Sounds like a pneumatic tube. You know those things at the bank?
I
You
miss
drive-
those.
I love those.
It
If a
seemed like-
pizza came out of that,
we didn't live up to the potential
No,
of
we
those
didn't.
tubes.
I agree
There's
with you,
so
Billy.
much we could have done with them that we didn't.
just did that
And then we
tube
just moved
impression?
past them. Yeah, it's a good.
It was very good.
who did that?
Thank you.
Tony?
So, by the way, I just want to point out, if I had my car, I would pick up as well, but not an option for me in this.
Pick up on foot.
Not close enough to walk, and it was torrential yesterday, so that was the other thing.
Yeah, if something on that after
So,
this, I mean.
so I get the food like 55, like the very maximum amount of time. That's when I got the
They
food.
always give you like a little time, like you could wait up to,
Yeah.
and then it says like 9:10, and you're like, damn, it's
Well-
7:30. Like, what do you mean 9:10?
Well, yeah, like so it was like there was a one that was way later than the quoted time. I'm like, what? But it got in within the quoted time, but towards the end of it, right?
Spoiler alert: you only get like $5 back if they don't make that time.
Always.
So
pisses me off. about that.
listen to this. I get my food. I go upstairs. I put the drink down. I open up the thing. I open up the box. I'm like, feels a little light. I look in. I'm like, there's no separate thing of fries. Oh, maybe the fries are in here. I open it up. There are no fries. I'm like, okay. Like, I really look forward to the fries, but I'll complain and I'll get some money back for that. Well, let's dig into these wings. Lemon pepper and hot. Like, okay. Open it up. The first thing I look at is like, these aren't wings. These are boneless, which are basically like chicken tenders. And taste completely different from wing meat. So I'm like, all right, but like at least if it's the flavor or whatever, I take the first bite. Like, this is not lemon pepper. This is garlic palm, which I think is the most wasteful flavor there is.
What?
Oh, garlic parm?
Oh, I thought you
Waste
said
of
Yeah,
time.
two of my
palm.
favorite
I was
flavors
like,
of all time.
Parts of palm? Garlic palm?
So I flip over the sheet for the other underside, and it's like mango chili or something.
Mango
terrible.
habanero.
Is it, whatever it was? It was sweet and like the laziest level of spice. And I said, so let me get this. And by the way, it was cold. So I said, let me get this straight. I got my food late. It's cold. It's not the right order, not the right flavors, and also I'm missing fries. What was the worst part of my Uber Eats order?
Did your bag say Amin or did it say Jared? Because they could have just
I
given
had
you
that
someone
experience
else's order.
last night. I got the wrong order last night.
Did yours say Amin? Was it from Wingstop?
No, it didn't. It wasn't Wingstop,
Oh.
but we ordered from a restaurant nearby, and someone went to pick up 3 meals, it turns out, and then ended up giving everybody the wrong meal. So I had an order for Felix that was baby back ribs, and my wife is vegetarian.
Oh,
so that was
lame.
not what we ordered.
why didn't you eat the
And
ribs?
I ended up
Yeah.
calling the restaurant, and I submitted to Uber Eats. I got a full refund
got a
because
full
they
refund.
gave me the wrong meal. But when I called the restaurant, they made the meal, and when I showed up, they didn't make me pay for it. So I got 2 full meals
Wait,
for free.
did you eat the wing, the ribs?
I have them sitting in the fridge right now.
Are you gonna eat? You're not gonna eat them?
I would
I'm
eat the
gonna
ribs.
eat them.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm gonna
love
eat them
ribs.
tonight.
If I was
I'm gonna end up
vegetarian,
eating
I'd eat
them.
ribs.
If I was a
Outta here.
vegetarian, I'd
I'll
eat
eat them. I'm gonna eat all of them.
I just, it frustrated me because the guy handed me the bag. I don't even know what name. I'll check because the bag's still in my room right now. I'll check what name's on it. But I came downstairs and the guy came out the car and said, Amin? And I said, yeah. and handed me the bag. So why would I ever believe that
Well,
this
you
is
are
not
a
my order?
celebrity, so he probably recognized
Well,
you.
he said Amin, like he didn't say it like he was confident.
Amin?
Yeah, that's how he said it.
Yeah.
I mean, as a man of culture
Monaco?
and taste as you are, as me.
Monaco.
Yeah.
You just
as I am.
you said as I am,
Yeah.
like as me.
Yeah.
Okay. Two
So-
men of culture
Yeah,
and
Tony
taste.
has a mustache.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
true.
So as an Uber One member, because
Yes.
obviously you are an Uber
course,
One member,
of
as am I.
No.
Scam.
Amex.
Yes, you do.
Amex.
What?
It's
Wait.
free.
It's a guys
Look,
run.
hey, look,
Man
Hey,
of
No,
culture
no,
and
no, no.
taste.
check your Uber One app
We've
and
already said
order the
much.
exact same thing from some different phone from somebody who does not have an Uber One app. Tell me which one's more expensive.
Wow.
So
Wait.
Wait. Are you getting scammed?
I'm telling
Wait.
you. I hope they're
Hold
not going
on.
to be a sponsor here.
Are you saying this
But when
on the
I
record?
first got
It won't
on
be
Uber
now.
One, it was obvious. Oh, I got a discount. Left that on there for, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 months. Go back, and Anthony and I are comparing the same exact order. He does not have Uber One. I do. Mine is somehow more expensive. My priority was somehow more expensive. I have no idea if it was a glitch, but yeah.
I have noticed that I don't know if it's necessarily just like an Uber and an Uber One thing. Like I have noticed, like with my wife, like I'll look at the same thing and it'll be different price also. Like it's not always the same price. Even right next to each other, you have like the same order and it's different prices sometimes.
Who here doesn't have Uber One?
I
don't know
do
what
not.
that is.
Okay, let's do
Not
this
anymore.
Let's do this right now.
Okay.
Let's pick a restaurant, pick any restaurant, and we're all because we're gonna see if, in fact, it's a just dynamic among people, or is it an Uber One versus non-Uber One, or is he full of slandering the great state of Uber?
Wow.
where I was going with it,
A
I mean,
social experiment.
Yes.
is
What restaurant are you
sometimes
doing?
as an Uber One, member, you get discounts on certain things. They give you
Yes.
discounts percentage wise. They'll give you the promo of like if you order $25, you get $15 off.
Yes.
Like you get all those different things.
Yeah.
So there's times where I order Uber Eats and the bill should be $65 and it's like $30, and I'm like, oh,
Okay.
That never
Let's go.
happens.
So
to
for
me.
everybody-
I order like a plate of pasta, and they're like, that'll be $110.
I wanna
Please
do this experiment. Is there a local restaurant that we as a show love? Because that way,
let's not,
I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna say like Domino's or something. I want to give love to someone who we love. Like,
Yeah, but also you're setting this up to give them hate. So just be
no,
careful.
it's not about the restaurant. It's about Uber. That's like,
Well, just pick a place
is
close to us, right? No.
Pollo Tropical.
Sure. I
Okay,
don't
Pollo
know.
Tropical.
My Uber Eats is refreshing.
All right,
so-
and we're gonna
Get an
get the quarter fire grilled chicken with rice and beans. Don't tell me the price yet.
Are
Just
we ordering
select-
from the one that's 1.7 miles away? Because you
Ooh,
got to
that's
make sure
important.
everybody
Wait,
orders
wait,
from
what
the
are we
same
getting?
Pollo Tropical.
Yes, 1.7 miles away.
Okay.
Pollo
mine's locked into the
Tropical.
one by my house, so I'm gonna order
So
from that
switch
one.
it.
What are we
Just-
getting?
No.
you're
It
not.
has to
Order-
be the same
No, because you got to have this location.
Gotta be the
set
same
for your
location.
I mean,
Uber.
what are
Same
we
order.
getting?
Pollo Tropical. The order is a quarter fire grilled chicken with rice and beans.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
What was that again?
A quarter fire
meat,
grilled
dark
Not
chicken.
meat,
specifically
dark
white meat,
meat.
no.
Dark
Just say
meat.
any.
Any,
so that it doesn't
any.
have any extra
Okay,
charge.
any.
White rice and beans.
White rice and
Right. You're not actually going to order this. Don't
Add
worry.
to cart.
And add to cart.
We expense this?
Well, we're not going to actually order. We're just going to see what
Is
happens.
white meat more
Okay,
expensive?
view cart. Mine is
Hold
without.
on. So go to checkout, right?
Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What did we
Let's
order
get-
again?
Did you guys
Quarter-
pick sauces or no?
Wait,
Nope.
oh, now this is
Guys,
confusing
no,
because
no.
there's
It's
one
a-
1.7
two.
miles from my house.
No,
That's
you
all
want
you
the
gotta
one
do it here.
1.7
See,
miles from here.
Is that the oh boy, hold on a second.
You have to
Okay.
set your
It's asking me
delivery
to trap,
location.
and I
Because
don't want it to
you're
track what
delivering
I'm-
it to the Elser,
Deliver it to the Elsa.
Standard
the
or
fabulous
priority?
Elsa. Well, hold on.
Well, we have to see
Hold
how
on.
Ooh,
much
but pickup
more.
is an option, and I like pickup.
We're doing a thing here.
Billy,
It's a
it's an
social
experiment.
experiment.
Okay.
So we're all ordering from the same restaurant, the same location, the same order. Now, right now, Izzy has brought up another factor: priority or standard. I'm going to say, what does your priority price say? Just for the priority.
Let's go with priority because that's going to be the most
Okay.
variation, right?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Select priority. Everyone has selected priority. So it's
I already saved 144 with Uber One.
I have saved. It says I've saved some money here, but
Tip.
I
no,
almost placed the order
don't
by
order
accident.
it.
no, we're not ordering. Here we are. We're at total. You have your subtotal.
Yep.
You have your priority delivery. You have your taxes and other fees, and then you got your total. I'm gonna start. My total is $19.07.
Mine is $18.
Even?
Yes.
Wow, mine is $18.53.
Mine's 1960.
$12.91.
Billy's still ordering from his
Billy-
house.
I'm trying
Really?
to set my location.
$12.91.
Hold on.
What the f- is going on here?
Yeah,
That's
I've got
so I told you.
Wait, you put priority and you still got $12.91?
Is
my
it
bad.
1277 8th Street? Is that the
17
one?
1781.
What's the address?
My priority's
and
$4
you have
though.
Uber One, right?
Where
Yeah.
I've got an alert that says you can spend $6 more and save with Uber One.
Yeah, because
You're saving with Uber
I-
One without spending
and I
the
do
extra
not
$6.
have Uber
No,
One.
mine has the same thing.
And
though.
it's the on the lower
Mine has
end.
the same thing. I also have some Uber cash tucked away.
Well, no, that's no.
For a rainy day.
That affects.
But what do you want me to do? Like this is how I order. Like I have Uber Cash, I have Uber One, I've got the Amex stuff. Like I'm wheeling and dealing. Plus on Wingstop, I love ordering Wingstop from Uber Eats because they throw you like a
But I
free
guess-
sandwich, a free something, and you try
Really?
to pick, yeah, dude.
I don't get any of that.
What?
Look, it just seems to me at this point we just proven Izzy's point, which is there's going on with Uber.
The apps are a scam.
Hey,
Hey, Billy.
Hey Billy.
Hey, Billy.
it's time for Thursday Thunder. Thursday Thunder is sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Hell yeah.
Tony, who do we have today in Thursday Thunder?
Juju Gotti, as always, puts together our Thursday Thunders. And you know what I love? On the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you can kind of slide through different parlays and props that people put together.
Right.
Juju has his face on Thursday Thunder.
Wow.
Yeah, very exciting.
Wow.
Go out to DraftKings Sportsbook, the app, and go check it out. Single game parlay by our boy Juju Gotti. And we're going to go through quick 3 legs right here
Oh,
for
wow.
Thursday Thunder. Number 1.
That's awesome.
That was like a little headshot. It's
No,
not
no,
a-
look at him.
he's so cool.
Giving the pose and everything. As you can see from above, our first leg in the association tonight, Jaden McDaniels over 10.5 points. Is that a spicy one?
That's a spicy meatball.
Well, how about a spicier one for the second leg? Derek Lively, the second over 6.5 rebounds. We haven't seen him. Where is he? Where is he?
They say he's going to play, but that's
We gotta
a
find him.
questionable pick.
Oh, man.
And to round the Thursday Thunder into form, Jewel Lloyd over 21.5 points in the W.
Gotta always have like a shore one,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
A shore leg.
Yeah. So those are our 3 plus 558 is what you're looking at
That's
for the
pretty good
single game
odds.
parlay on
Really
Thursday Thunder.
Great job, Juju.
Oh,
That song always reminds me of Money, Money, Money by ABBA. Money, money, money. Do you know? No?
Yeah.
No.
Hold
I
on
do.
a little more.
Yeah,
That's all I
I'm
got.
close.
of course.
Yeah,
Really,
I
that's all I
Sounds
got.
kind of like that song. Pedro, Pedro, Pedro.
Sure.
A little more of that
Are
one
we going to
too?
get sued if we keep singing?
I don't
You
know.
can only
Only
do like
one
a
way to
couple
find
seconds,
out, I
yeah.
guess.
Money,
So-
money, money.
Charlotte,
Ain't it
you
funny?
landed it yesterday. Had it started rating yet, or did it start rating?
Wait, hold
after
on.
that?
Did you say ABBA sings that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know ABBA has songs in Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah, ABBA sings in
The
Spanish.
Swedish. Are they
Yes.
Swedish?
They are Swedish.
Yeah, songs full-blown Spanish.
How
yeah.
does it sound? How is it?
It's in Spanish.
Is it?
They
how
sound
is-
very similar. Language is different.
Yeah. Like imagine the words in English, but in Spanish.
Easy.
Yeah.
Wait, they do Spanish versions of the songs that they already have hits
I
of?
think that some of the songs are just in Spanish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I grew up on some of those Spanish
Dame,
ABBA
dame,
songs.
dame un hombre.
Yeah, see, you know it.
Like,
Money, money, money.
That's gimme.
Yeah, that's a different song.
Gimme, 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 money, money, money.
No, that's-
Seems pretty similar
No,
to me.
Did you just forget the words of the song?
No, but they're but they have 2 songs where the word is repeated 3 times as the name of the song.
Both in English.
Wait, is that the same song?
No, it's not. I sang gimme, gimme, gimme. Your
Wow.
money, money, money is completely different.
Okay.
Wait, is Mamma Mia in English or Spanish?
Mamma mia.
Here we
Italian.
go again.
Oh,
But Mamma
Mamma
Mia
Mia.
is in Spanish too. Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
They had a Spanish language album that was released in Spain, so that's where all these songs come
but
from.
is it Spanish versions of their
Is it
English
Spanish
language
covers?
hits?
Let's find out.
Yeah,
Makes you
Spanish
think.
covers. That's how you
I know it plays in my house. That's all I know.
Really?
Yeah.
It is.
Are they okay?
Yeah.
So it's dame, dame, dame un hombre after midnight because I don't know how to say that part in Spanish.
It's
Medianoche.
literally called Dame,
Medianoche.
Dame, Dame.
yeah, there it
There you
is.
go. Was that the Money, Money, Money song? Maybe you heard Dame, Dame, Dame,
that's
and you
Gimme, Gimme,
understood
Gimme.
Money, Money, Money.
Whatever song I'm thinking of, it sounds like the background of Thursday
Let
Thunder.
me
Are you
ask
sure it's ABBA?
Does it go?
It is.
Yes.
That's a Madonna song, isn't it?
That's
Billy.
Madonna.
It's called sampling. It's called sampling, kids. See, once upon a time, people made their own songs, but then people started saying, hey, you know what? I think I could make a pretty dope song if I use this part of this music.
right.
And then people got lazy, and they're like, why would I interpolate? Why don't I just take the whole thing and just sing something else over it and call it a new song? And DJ Khaled was born. Back to you, Charlotte.
Okay, yeah. So when I landed yesterday, it had not started raining yet. But in the past month, I have gotten caught in the rain 3 times. Like torrential downpours. I was outside. I live in Brooklyn. I was walking to the grocery store. I walked back 3 times, just completely soaked. And it made me think, the song, if you like Pina Colada, getting caught in the rain.
Yeah.
If you're not, and I was like, I'm sorry. First of all, who likes getting caught in the rain? This sucks. I do not like getting caught in the rain. Second of all, how crazy do you have to be to make the second thing on your item where you're looking for a potential mate, you must like getting caught in the rain?
How many times did that guy get swiped left on?
That's crazy.
Right?
That's a whole song. And then his wife, even though they're both trying to cheat on each
Spoiler
other,
alert.
she also wants someone who likes getting caught in the rain. It's like, you were the only 2 people on planet Earth for each other. Why were you trying to leave in the first place?
That's why.
It's a story of love.
Yeah. If you set it free and it comes back, that you know it's real.
Do you guys like getting caught in the rain? Is there something romantic about it?
In my short-lived football career, it wasn't romantic, but I liked practicing in the rain.
Really?
Well, that's
Yeah, it was
cool.
so hot, and it was fun
And
because
it's
there
like
was mud.
muddy.
You could slide. Yeah, it was great.
There's a great scene in The Big Green, a soccer movie.
With the
Football
goat.
in Europe.
The goat's in it, right?
Yes, the goat's in it, yeah. And they play soccer
Messi?
in the rain and the mud, so I
Pele?
guess I would like that.
It's an actual goat that they painted green.
That's
their
animal
mascot.
cruelty.
Izzy, how do
Man.
you feel about getting caught in the rain?
I try to avoid it. I do not enjoy it. I hate specifically small, painful, cold rain. The effing worse. But there's some
Are you
more
thinking
details
hail?
to this song, the Pina Colada Song,
Yeah.
that we are like avoiding. Right? Isn't it just a weird like breakup? But there's something else to it.
Yeah,
right?
no. So it's a guy. He puts out a classified ad looking for love or whatever. He's got a wife or a girlfriend or whatever, but it's like this thing isn't working.
Yep.
And it's very specific. If you like pina coladas, get caught in the rain. If you
Love making love at
midnight.
In
If
the
you love
dunes
champagne,
of the
right?
Cape.
Like all that stuff, right?
Cape?
So then, like, he gets a response and says, "Meet me at this bar." And he goes to the bar and he's like, "Oh, okay, like, I'm gonna meet this other person who loves pina colada and get caught in the rain, whatever." And the third verse is like, "As I looked up, like this person's familiar. It's my lovely lady." And instead of them being like, "You try to cheat on me," no, you try to cheat on me. They're like, "You know what? We were meant for each other," and that's the pina
So
colada.
And
song.
also, the third thing is you can't be into yoga.
Yeah.
In a partner, they're not like, I want someone kind
Yeah,
and
no.
and funny and good looking. They're like, no, you
If
gotta
you're
like
not
pina
into
coladas.
yeah.
You have to like getting caught in the rain, and you have to hate yoga.
I thought of
And
somebody.
if you like champagne, you gotta like some.
I thought of somebody who would like being caught in the rain because I was thinking about my childhood, and it's a lot of weird things if I really think about my childhood with my dad that he did. It was just like, not really proud of that. But I believe he took a shower outside in the rain a couple of times, like in our backyard,
your
like maybe
dad,
just
Greg
in
Cody?
underwear. And that's what I'm thinking. Maybe Greg Cody would
Yeah.
enjoy getting caught in the rain because he's just like, well, you know what? 2 birds, 1 stone. Let me get a little shower in here. Boom. Back to that.
I
Save
could
some
see
water.
that being really fun as a little kid, though. It's like, ooh, it's a fun shower.
Sometimes if it's
outside.
like really hot, I'm like, I go for a lap around the block in rain.
Okay, so Billy is
I
one
could
of the
come
people that
back-
get caught in the
Yeah,
rain.
yeah,
I could come back in and like shower after, but if it's lightning, then you can't shower. Like that's a thing.
You can't
Well,
shower.
so I got into
No.
the shower last night as there was lightning outside, and I wondered if I was going to get electrocuted.
How do you guys think the electricity works?
I
hold
don't
on.
know
It
how
goes
it
through
works.
the
Goes
pipes.
straight to faucets.
There's an old Cuban myth that says you can't take a shower during a lightning storm because the lightning might hit your house, go through the pipes, and then shock you while you're in the shower.
Correct. And you're standing in water, so it's even worse.
Exactly.
I love the idea of the lightning, like making a left turn. Like, wait, no, the pipe goes this way. Hold on, let me go.
According to the Cleveland Clinic Health Essentials, it says that you should refrain from showering for at least 30 minutes after the last thunder roll you hear.
See?
That's like the swimming.
I
See,
put my
like
life
swimming
into
for
my
30
hands
minutes,
last
That's
night.
ridiculous. Absolutely
Yeah, you
not.
know, yeah, it's the Cleveland Clinic. So,
Exactly.
Who's getting cured by going to Cleveland? Let's be honest. I feel like that's where people go to
Not
die.
us.
Huh.
Very good hospital.
Hey, quick question. while we're on the topic,
Where are we going from here?
I don't know. I'm up in the air right now. No, I want to go back to the idea of delivery, right? And
Like as in
as a choice.
general, like being saved.
As a choice. No, not delivery. Not that kind. I am delivered. Not that kind of delivery. He gets it.
Delivered.
That's right. Like the idea of as a choice. I did not realize that there were people who like could get their own shit, but choose to order the delivery just because they don't feel like it.
That's
Yeah.
most people.
Most people.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I get delivery because it's I can't. Either I can't because I can't get up and leave, or I can't because I don't have.
So you thought delivery apps were just for people who don't own cars or are handicapped in some way?
Or busy, can't leave the desk because I'm working.
So
I
you
get
never like Uber Eats at home?
never.
You don't think
Same.
anybody's lazy?
I guess that when you put it like that,
You think everybody's lazy?
I think everyone's stupid. That's a different.
Oh.
I mean, I've ordered delivery from Uber Eats from a place that's diagonally across the street from me.
Why?
And because I just wasn't ready to leave the house.
Yeah.
I just wasn't ready. You know what I didn't have to do that time? Choose priority. Right across the street.
How
And yet-
quickly did it arrive?
It was pretty quick.
That's
40,
great.
40
Pretty quick.
minutes.
Do
It
you
was like
give
20.
a bigger tip or like a smaller tip for inconveniencing someone so little?
I put a standard tip. It's not a percentage. I do not let Uber Eats fool me on the percentage. And then I relitigate after the delivery because you can adjust. You can customize your tip afterward. So if
Really?
it was if I didn't have to think about it, if I just opened my door and accidentally, oh wow, the food's here, didn't even know that, I'm going back in there. They're getting a tip because my condo's a little confusing. It's a one-way street.
You're giving them more.
I give them more. Right. If it's a situation where like I have to make a phone call, I'm going back to and they're rude. I've made a phone call and they're super nice. Maybe they don't speak English.
What's-
I'm like, all right. I'm
Wait,
not
you
gonna
can
back
take
up.
away tip?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
terrible.
can adjust your tip.
Wait,
for sure.
I don't like that.
What's the standard for you? Service as far as what needs to happen for
I'm
them?
okay if I get
not
like
extra
because I have delivery instructions in my Uber thing, so
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like I had. So if you cannot follow those instructions and
they
you
don't
give me a
shit.
hard time,
They never look
I'm
at
reducing
it.
your
They
tip.
never look at it. But I'm saying
Wow.
so. Okay, all right. What's the thing that when they do it, they don't get extra and they don't get?
So there's a door before my door, right? So you open the door to get into the building, and then there's the 4 doors, or whatever. When they put the food outside, where like an iguana can go get that thing, I'm like, yo, it was clear as day. You got to look for the door with a 1 on it, not just some random door. You think I live in this castle? I live in an apartment in this castle.
Well, you have a boat. So.
That's true, and Messi's your neighbor.
There were a lot of
that's true.
iguanas in Pat Riley's yard recently. No? All right.
Perfect end. All right, man. It's a post-game show, so you guys do a thing here with Juju Gotti, who comes in as the ombudsman, right? He sets everything straight. Do I have that right, Juju?
Yes, sir. I know what ombudsman means. I don't think my brother Israel Gutierrez knows what ombudsman means. So I think you relay the message to him, please.
Sure thing. Izzy, let me explain this to you.
Do I ever know what an ombudsman is?
You got a great one.
I had beef with the Miami Herald ombudsman years ago, but let's not get into that.
I was thinking about a different kind of ombudsman. Ombudsman is like the guy that basically like reviews all the content that's being created by the media outlet and like gives like kind of his checks and balances or whatever. So that's what you do, Juju. As you're on a landline phone for those that aren't watching.
This thing is incredible.
Yes.
Juju is on a Celtics. Oops, I just knocked something over. Sorry. Juju is on a Celtics basketball landline. It's orange, as the basketball is, and it has a Celtics logo and a silver hand holding it up.
If you're in my
You did
age
me.
group, it's probably something that you saw in a commercial for Sports Illustrated that if you subscribe
Oh,
to
yeah.
Sports
Yes.
Illustrated, you'll get one of these phones with your team on it.
Yeah.
They also
That-
had
that-
lamps,
Yeah, this
I
only-
think.
This only comes out when Charlotte is in town. This is the bat phone, how we communicate. So good to see you in studio, my sister. You are my second favorite person in the entire galaxy behind my baby. Third favorite, my mommy too. Salute to my mommy. I love you.
Oh my
But
God, Juju.
yeah, man.
I'm blushing a lot
I'm
today.
still solidly in the top 5, though, right?
Yeah, we had a snafu. I thought my brother Izzy told me he could get me into voice acting, and he had some connects, and I held on to that like a sponge. And then like a year later, I was like, "Hey, Izzy." So, and it's even more of a heartbreak because I remember everything about it, even what you were wearing. I was like, Izzy, can you get me into cartoons? And I didn't ask him that. He said he volunteered that he knows someone who can get me into that.
I don't
because
know
have a specific
anybody in voice
voice.
acting. I don't know how that came out of my mouth. This is weird.
This had to be a
Stugotz is strong in
dream.
you.
If
right?
it's weird, no, it's not a dream. I promise to God, if I'm lying, I hope I die right now.
What was
This
I?
is how-
No,
No,
no.
we don't.
No, I know I'm
Too far.
confident.
No,
But
that's
Juju
too much.
also-
That means I'm not lying. That's how secure I am in
Well,
my
what was he?
my
What was he
also-
wearing? What was he wearing?
Also, Juju, you got to say
gray
if I'm
shirt and
lying,
a
I'm
weak
dying.
ass pants. A gray shirt and some khaki shorts.
Oh, because the pants it would have been today.
Nah, not today. It happened, but this is neither here nor there. Alan Jameson says that Izzy looks like the General Zod from Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, because
because of my incredible playoff beard.
It's a really good
I think it's an
Thick
awesome
as
beard. I
hell.
think the beard is like an extremely awesome feature that you have now, brother. Keep that going. Looking fantastic in my opinion.
Is that representative of a lack of ability to grow a full beard, or what's happening?
Well, it's representative of the Florida Panthers playoff run,
No, but
first
like,
and foremost.
why is it a goatee then?
I can do the goatee. The connectors don't really come in, and then like the beard part, that's nothing there. It would just be little splatters of hair. Is a splatter of hair, Charlotte?
Yeah. It's a splatter of hair. If I were a man, I would have a mustache at all times.
See,
So you think
I
that
feel you.
everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Unless you can't grow. My facial hair doesn't grow, so I tried the no mustache for a while, but I just look like a pervert. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Juju, what else are the people saying?
The people are also saying, this is Brain Snorts from Twitter.
Nice.
Can you send a meme to the penalty box with 2 minutes for whining? Come on, brother. My dog just speaks like that. He ain't whining. He just trying to defend himself, man. What you think about that,
That
dog?
wasn't even a meme. He was doing an impression.
The worst ally in the world is Juju. Juju's like, that's it. Stop it. That's how he talks.
That's just what he looks like, guys.
Come on, that's just his face, y'all. That's not offensive to y'all. We had a couple polls as well go out today. Did you know that David Sampson cries after sex? And guess what?
That's
54% of the world knew that.
They probably just assumed as much.
That's a weird.
Good for David. Juju, what kind of cartoon would you want to be? Would you want to be like a human cartoon or like an animal cartoon? Or like what would you be?
I want to be any kind of cartoon where I can use my voice and be a little dastardly, and I can say suffering succotash. Also, I can have range. You know, if you're listening, the Mike Schurz of the world, the Bill Lawrences of the world, look at your boy. Check me out. You know what I'm saying? If you do a little animated series, I don't know. Let me audition. I don't want no handouts.
No,
Salute though.
Juju, I can't quite hear you as well. Can you pick the phone back up, put it back to your face? Because
sorry about that.
Yeah, you're not talking
sir.
into the phone
yeah,
thing.
it sounded a little
Hello?
far away there.
There
Oh, there
it
it
is.
is.
Sorry
It's a
about
lot
that.
clearer now. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so much.
Thank you.
that was also. We also have a poll. Is the Michelin Man soft or hard?
Yeah.
You know, I did not necessarily want to put that poll
That's
up. I
crazy.
was about to text Dan, like, who do you think I am? Like, what is it?
Nobody's more
And so
scared of pee talk than Juju.
Right. So look, you still on my shit list for all that pee talk last summer. So I put on a poll as a yes or no, and 86% of the people say yes, he is soft or hard. So,
86?
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, he
is.
or hard.
You know, until we talked about it today, I would not have had an answer to that. But in comparison to the Pillsbury Doughboy,
He's a tire.
It became but
You ever
he's
poked a tire?
But he's like he looks marshmallowy, so it's a little confusing.
There's also the Thanksgiving Day parade balloon that throws things off too.
Yes.
Because that's soft.
They're all soft.
Yeah, but
Actually,
it's
they're not.
confusing.
If
Just
you
like
touch
Fred
them-
Hoiberg.
honestly really dumb idea for a mascot if you're a tire company and no one can tell if those are actually tires or not.
Exactly. Also, Dan, I planned for him to be here, but brother, nobody has seen your wallet. No one has ever brought that up before.
Right.
Nobody has ever asked you that. Nobody has ever, in passing, made fun of your wallet. I think that was a bit of a look at me, Louis. Especially, I was
Absolutely.
glad you hit it because remember Charlotte earlier? You said I had a nice wallet.
I was like,
What was that?
I also don't believe that Charlotte actually liked the wallet. I think Charlotte wanted to mock him for having such a thick wallet. Am I wrong?
I just recognized what it was because the wallet is also a brand of fancy
There you go.
pens, which I really, and I think pens are very cool. And it's Mont Blanc. They have that little star
You're
thing.
into
So I was like,
fountain pens?
oh, cool.
The
Mont
the
Blanc,
whole
beautiful
point of the
touch.
wallet was for someone. I can't remember who took the bait. Was it? I think it was you. You said, "Is it bedazzled? What is that?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh, this thing here? No, it's like the specific brand."
Actually, camel
He
skin.
just wanted to be able to talk about the wallet.
Yeah.
Also, salute to my brother Tony Sidman, Naked Pizza. Salute, man. Shout out. That was brilliant. Also, happy birthday for one of our biggest supporters, Maria from J. Wakefield Beer. Her birthday was yesterday. Salute to Maria.
Happy birthday.
You got to know, man. If y'all ever in town, stop by J. Wakefield. They got
gonna
the
text
best
her.
beers, man. Absolutely, man. Check her out,
A lot of
man.
Star Wars stuff on their walls.
Hell yeah. And to close the loop a little bit, what we forgot to talk about today is one thing, Breonna Stewart and the Feasted Collier.
Yes.
They're 3-on-3 full court style League has announced today that they are back in full effect, offering the highest annual salary in women's sports league history. The league will begin its inaugural season in January 2025. Oh my God, salute to those sisters.
I can't wait. I saw that just before we.
When we say full court, we talking about 94
Like
feet?
full court?
94 feet, or
Yeah,
we talking
3
about
on
full
3.
court?
Full
Calisthenics.
Are they going to have like...
I would pass out.
Have you guys ever played full court when you have less than fives and you have like this weird
Yes.
offside rule?
You can't pass.
Yeah.
You can't pass it past half court.
Yep.
Are they going to play like that, Juju, or are they just going?
Look, they going like that. That's what I'm saying. You got to be a true Terminator to mess with these ladies in these leagues. Like, you know what I mean? Also, an update from last night: the Liberty stomped out the Mercury, but it was a close game. Like the Mercury, they showed some resolve. K-Cop and Tasha Cloud and them girls, and pardon me, Diana Taurasi still getting it done. You did me. Also, the Dream were over the Mystics. The Mystics were missing a lot of key pieces still. Atlanta Della Don out for the year. Shakira Austin was on the injury report, but she stepped in and still played. Steffi Dolson, I see you. Also, the Aces were they stomped the hole into the Lynx last night. One of the most winning teams. The Lynx this year, one of the most encouraging things, they got a mud hole stomped in them last night behind a valiant effort from Asia Wilson. Oh my goodness, she went crazy last night. Her and little Jackie Young, salute to Jackie Yo. I see y'all sisters, man. Keep up the great work, what y'all doing. I think still this year that they are the favorites for the WNBA championship, but it is a lot of people on their heels right now, Daddy.
I think we need a cherry picking like clause in the long 3-on-3 full court.
Can't, because otherwise
you just camp out back
we'll
there.
just play 3-on-2 and then one person just stay down there and I'll throw it down and you just lay it up every single time. And we'll give up some threes here and there, but like over time you're making every single 2-point shot. Right?
That kind of conditioning is just out of control to me. I've been playing a little basketball one-on-one. After maybe 10 seconds, I have to bend up, put my hands on my knees and
Who do you play?
Well, I play my husband.
Hoopers.
He goes pretty easy on me, so.
On a real court, or like
he goes hard,
like a Nerf thing in your house.
No, on a court.
Okay.
I got basketball shoes and everything.
You have what basketball
if
shoes
New
do you
Balance
have?
wants to sponsor me,
What basketball shoes do you have?
I don't know what they're called.
Has he ever just
They're
sent
just
your shot?
Ant-Mans.
Yeah, he actually played. So sometimes if I'm getting a little too cocky, he's like, "You do remember that."
Charlotte.
We got to get Charlotte some Ant-Mans. Also, yesterday, I pulled up a clip from a podcast I also frequent every Sunday, the Bomb podcast on the Count the Dings Network with my brother Trayvon Edwards, my dog John Gervais, and my dog Jason Madison. You did me? And also the culprit. Look at him. Amin and Izzy with the wrongest takes in the world. Oh, my God. You can hear some of the worst takes ever. Check us out.
Hey, you can call my takes whatever, as long as you like, subscribe, download, subscribe, and like and everything.
You can call him whatever you want. Just don't call him late for dinner.
BOML
North Shirley
Bomb Podcast. Also, while we're on the topic of Count the Things, July 20th, we've got our live show in New York City. We're going to have Cinephobe. We're going to have Bomb. We're going to have our basketball podcast. We're going to have it all. So make sure you are locked in.
Last thing, Juju. Just to be clear, I have no connections in the voice acting world.
Which means you just lied.
Yeah,
to
that's
us.
right. That means you lied directly through your teeth, and this is a poor example of your character. I'm ashamed to call you as a big of a friend, I guess,
Somebody
as I have.
clearly
I always
slipped
got
something
your
in my
back.
drink.
I always had your back.
Allegedly.
You see how your closest friends treat you, y'all. Izzy is my friend now. This don't make me us not friends, but this is how my friends treat me, America. Do better.
Juju, I'll make some voice acting connections.
Yeah, let's make our own show, Charlotte.
Okay.
Let's call it Boston in 5.
Ah, I love it. Go C's.